Greetings and grand rising, ladies and gentlemen. Mostly my ladies, because hello, this is a video for my ladies, of course. But, of course, men can take heed as well. So, I am on my walk of the new day, right? And before I took this walk, I had a bit of frustration, at my early rising. Because I rise every day at 6 a.m. Get all my manifestations, affirmations, prayer, reading of my word, and getting me together because it's quiet time and it's just me in the house, right? So today is my week that today makes the week that I normally scan my body because, of course, I'm on my healthy weight loss journey. Healthy journey, period. Let's just go that way. So, today, when I did my scan, I had to weigh myself first. And I'm going to tell you this one thing. Mama don't like weighing herself. I'm just going to be real. I'm going to be honest with it. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I don't like weighing myself because the scale to me is the devil. It's evil, y'all. It's so evil. But anyway, so I got on the scale and it said I gained 3 pounds. And I'm like, what the filth, flying filth? Trying not to cuss, y'all. Trying to be, respectful. And I cannot believe I had gained 3 pounds. I was so upset with myself. I got frustrated. I got angry. I was pissed. I'm like, I've been doing all this work for these 3 weeks and I gained 3 pounds. Matter of fact, even worse, I gained more weight than I started with. Well, I was at the weight. You know what I mean? So that really, really frustrated me because I am working diligently. I'm following my plan. Me and my trainer came up with. I'm sticking to my goals. I stopped eating out. I've been meal prepping for me and my husband and eating mostly fruits, veggies, and of course, lean protein. I haven't eaten any red meat. And I'm drinking my water. So it's like, what the filth, flarn, filth? How the heck did I gain 3 pounds? Oh, I'm telling y'all. I was so angry. I was nearly in tears. Because like I always tell my children, or my adult kids, feel your feelings. Don't be out here, holding all that anger in and frustration in. Feel your feelings. So I did just that. I followed my advice on that point. Felt my feelings. I almost cried. I didn't. Because I almost could have, right? I almost cried, but I didn't. So I sat there and I thought back, okay, what was I doing? What did I do to mess up? How did I gain weight? My body fat percentage went up 0.4%. It may not be a lot to you, but it's a lot to me. So I said, okay. Okay. Willa, what did you do? What didn't you do? And I know you're upset. Well, let's find a solution to the problem. Yes, I have those conversations with myself because how can I have conversations and telling my clients how to avoid a lot of frustration and burnout if you don't deal with it, right? So I am doing what I tell my clients. Stay there, sit for a second. You can feel your feelings. But once you're done, it's time to dry your tears, pick your face up, put your big girl panties on, and figure out where the problem is. So I said, okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to feel my feelings for this moment. I'm in it. Okay, I'm in it. Okay, I'm in it. Okay, I'm in it. Okay, I'm in it. That's how I have to do, y'all. Okay, I'm in it. Okay, I'm in it. Okay, I'm in it. Okay. wrote it down in my journal. Because if you don't write it down, you don't put words to paper or speak it out and record yourself when you're doing that. Those are healthy ways of releasing a lot of negative energy, right? Feel your feelings, write it out, scream, cry, get on your knees, pray, but say it out loud, write it down so you know you get them all out. Okay, did that. And I want to say for about 20 minutes I did that because that's how frustrated I was. 3 pounds, y'all. 3 pounds. So I said, okay, I'm done. Okay, I wrote it in my journal, went crazy off because guess what? I had to feel my feelings. I had to be honest with myself. I was very upset. I was very frustrated. It's like I felt like my body was betraying me. So I got it out. When I was done, I looked at what I wrote. I looked at my body scan. And I realized it wasn't a huge difference. Yeah, in the scale it was. It was 3 pounds. That is 3 pounds. I love how people ride so close to me like I'm on the street and they ain't got no other room. But anyway, good morning. But anyway, I looked at my scans and I said, oh, it's not that bad. So I looked at my previous scan and I said, okay. It's only in a few areas that it went up. It wasn't all the way through. I'm still below where I started with my body fat percentage. Because you see, only thing I saw was the scale. Only thing I saw was the weight. That's what really set me off. But I didn't really look at the scans to see exactly what is what. So once I sat down and composed myself and went through my scans, and I realized, okay, most of what I see that I gained is in my midsection. For those of you who don't know, I'm a mom of 6, and I've had 1, 2, 3 cesareans, right? And of course, if you don't know, diastasis recti is what happens when you have spacing in your abdomen from the spreading from your pregnancies, and of course cesareans. I've had, I had the ugly cesarean, the zipper, hate that. So it causes me to be very, what's the word I want to use? Self-conscious of my midsection. So I try my best to, be careful when I'm working out because I can cause more stress, right? So what I did was looked at my scans, looked at where, majority of the addition came from. And that's where it came from. A little bit in my calves, but I always had thick, big legs. Thank you, Mama. And so a little bit in my calves, very little, and mostly in the abdomen region. So lower and upper waist. Okay. So I said, okay, it's not that huge of a jump to whereas I know what needs to be targeted. So I said, okay, now I see the scans. Now I see where the percentage went up. Now I know where to start my targeting. Because like I said, I'm very careful with my workouts because of my diastasis recti. I'll be scared to do sit-ups and stuff because that'll make it spread. Oh, I didn't know this was a cul-de-sac. So let me just go right over the cul-de-sac. But anyway, so like I said, I didn't know that, well, I'm sorry, I did know. But I'd be scared to do, like, because I can't do certain exercises. Like crunches, don't even think about it. That hurts me. Like, but I'm looking for different exercises to do for a diastasis recti so that I'm not overstressing my abdomen and causing more separation and pain to my body. So I said, okay, cool. So what I'll do is I will look at some exercises on YouTube, because I know somebody that made a YouTube channel about diastasis recti, and lo and behold, I found it. So, okay, solution number one. Next, I said, okay, maybe I don't drink enough water throughout the day. I have I think it's 48 ounce hydro flask my daughter bought me. Thanks, Deja. And I fill that up. Of course, I use spring water because I don't drink purified water. For those of you who know, you know. And I put a slice of lemon in it. And I try to make sure I drink at least 2 of those a day. So I'm sipping on them throughout the day. Of course, you know, I forget. Like, I'll be upstairs in my office and I'll be working and don't pay attention, and then haven't drinking any water past like hour, and I'm like, where did my hydro flask? Downstairs on the counter, where I left it when I filled my water. So, like I said, you know, I acknowledge where the problem was, and I'm making a plan so that I'm not sitting there being pissed off, going into depression, you know, feeling sorry for myself, and not just working the problem. So, this walk is refreshing, y'all. But, yeah, so as I am working on solutions, and I don't want to call them problems, let's just call small issues, because it's all about your wording and things. If you feel like it's such a big problem, it's going to be a big problem. Let's just call it an issue we need to deal with, right? Make it seem smaller than it is, because your mind, your conscious mind, believes what you say. So, and I don't know if you know, it says in the Bible, the tongue is a powerful two-edged sword. So be careful what you say, because your body and your mind are listening to you. That's why I said, let's just call it a small issue that we're going to take care of. Don't make it bigger than it has to be. You got to be able to talk yourself into believing the positive things in life. That's just like speaking positive, he got tongue-tied. Speaking positivity over yourself, your life, your family, your job, your business, your finances, your spouse, your significant other. You know, you have to speak positivity. Speak positive. A positive mind equals positive results. Ooh, that water fountain cute. Anyway, a positive mind gives positive results. Speak positivity to yourself. Positivity will flow. Have faith. Don't allow yourself to get so deep into that rabbit hole of frustration and anger that it's difficult for you to come out of it. Whew, I'm telling y'all, sister putting in work, tightening these screws and these eyes. Anyway, but yeah, so speak positive thoughts. Speak positive words. Make positive decisions that will yield positive results. Oh, she's speaking that clock it, right? So do those things so that you don't revert back to, you know, your old self. Because we're becoming her, right? So, or him. Sorry, gentlemen, if you're watching this video. But you're becoming you. So reverting back to the old you and your old ways is not going to yield the positive results that you want. And mind you, I'm not just speaking this. I'm doing the same thing. I'm right there with you. I'm sitting here being mindful of what I say to myself because I don't want to continue to feel the burnout, to continue to feel the frustration, to continue to feel how I felt back then. I'm becoming her. So in becoming her, being mindful of how you speak to her, being mindful of how you treat her, being mindful that she is a great woman. She is faithful. She is strong. She is resilient. And she can get through anything. Right? Those are the words you have to speak to yourself. And no, we don't want to live on a struggle bus. But you got to be mindful of your goals. Be mindful of what you speak, how you speak, especially to yourself. Point to yourself. I am loved. I am faithful. I am strong. I am resilient. I can get through anything. Those are words you got to speak to yourself. That's how you have to speak to yourself daily. And pointing to yourself, because you're talking to yourself. Look in the mirror. Record yourself. Repeat it every day. Remember, repetition yields the results that you're looking for. Continue to repeat these words to yourself, and this is what you'll see every single day. This is how it will come out in you. You have to believe what you're telling yourself. You have to believe what you're feeling. You have to believe that you are the best version of you. You have to believe that you're working on the best version of you. These are things you need to believe in because you're believing in yourself. And one thing I've noticed, we are our own worst critics. We will put ourselves down, knock us off our pedestal, knock our crown off quicker than anybody else. We do that. And I say we because I do that too. I told you I did that this morning. I almost gave up, y'all. I'm like, screw this. I'm just going to stay. I'm not going to finish that sentence because, of course, the tongue is powerful. So all I'm going to say is, this is not what I desire. I desire to be healthier. I desire to be down in my weight. I desire to be my body percentage down at this level. I desire to continue to walk this journey. You have to replace what you don't want with what you do want. Because I'm going to say it again. The tongue is a mighty two-edged sword. You have to speak what you want. Don't speak what you don't want. Because guess what's going to happen? That's what you're going to get. The more you speak on what you do not want is what you're going to get the most of. Ain't that sad? That is sad, y'all. It's like, who wants that? Who wants that? Don't nobody want that. I want positivity. I want a healthy body. I am a healthy weight. My body percentage is this. Speak those things as though they were. I know I'm going into the Bible, but hey, I told you I get up every morning, read my word and pray and meditate. So you can take it. You can take it for what it is. You can take it for what I'm saying it. Research for yourself. Always read for yourself. Because you got to get understanding. Right? So speak those things as though they were. Now, I might be paraphrasing. I might be saying it incorrectly. But that's the way my mind calculates it. I speak things into my existence. You know what I say? If you ever sit down and think about your life. Think about, how you want to live, where you want to live, what you want to drive, how you want your body to look, how you want your hair to look, where you want to be in life, who you want to marry, how many children you want to have, what vacations you want to take. Those things, speak those things as though they were. Speak your life as though you're living it today. Now look, normally I have a line of things that I want to talk about and stay on that topic, but when inspiration comes to you, you got to go with it sometimes, right? The reason why I brought that up is because I love my purpose in life. And what I've noticed, because I never really understood it, what I've noticed is my purpose in life is to help other women heal through trauma. How? Why? First of all, why? Why? Because from birth to age, let's just say to the adult age, I'm going to give you my age. I want you to guess. Put down in the comments, how old you think I am? Okay. But I will say, 4 years ago, so from birth to up to 4 years ago, I had dealt with a lot of trauma. And one of the traumas was, ma'am, you had all that space. Anyway, one of the traumas was dealing with childhood trauma, abandonment, molestation, rape, and that's just childhood. Mind you, childhood, before I turned 13. Let's just say into my adult life, my marriage. I dealt with trauma in my marriage, my first marriage, because I'm married to an amazing man now. But I dealt with trauma in my first marriage. And it broke me. It really broke me. It broke me so bad that literally I was contemplating suicide. Oh, and by the way, that was one of the traumas of my childhood too. Suicide attempt. I attempted to commit suicide twice. And the thought of it, when my marriage dissipated, that was the third time. So when I tell you I've dealt with trauma, I've dealt with trauma. So go back. 4 years ago, stressing out, running a successful business, but stressing out because I was like pretty much in the beginning. Of course, when you're running a business, you're the only employee. You're the owner, you're the employee, you're the payroll, you're the assistant, everything that every position you can have in a business. I was in that position. And I had a client who did not pay when the invoices were supposed to be paid. And they did it twice. So when they did that, it set me back. So I had to deal with a lot of stuff coming from that. And the reason why I brought that up is because this is the trauma that I'm speaking of. I was going to a client, and my sisters, I was FaceTime. This time, of course, COVID, everybody working from home. So every day, I'm on FaceTime with my sisters. Every morning before I go to my clients and when I leave. So this particular day, I'm on FaceTime with both of them. And they look at me and they say, "What's wrong with your face?" And I'm like, "What's wrong with your face? Oh, stinking wench." You know, because I'm thinking those are my sisters. So, and I'm like, "Nothing. What are you talking about?" So I stop at a light and look at the mirror. I'm like, "I don't see anything. What are you talking about?" So he was like, "No. Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine. What is wrong with you two? Y'all some jerks." They was like, "No, for real. What's wrong with the left side of your face?" And I'm like, "Nothing." They was like, "No, okay, sorry. Your left, our right. No, your right, our left." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" They was like, "Sis, for real, what's wrong? Are you okay?" I'm like, "What?" Okay, first of all, y'all scared me. What is wrong with y'all? They was like, "Sis, you don't feel nothing? You all right? Like your face." And I'm like, "No, Don't see anything. What are you talking about? They was like, sis, you need to go to the hospital. So I'm like, okay. Like I told you, I didn't see anything. I look normal. So I said, okay, well, let me finish my client and go home to my husband and have him look at my face and tell me what's going on. So finished my client, got back home, and he looked at me. He said, baby, what's wrong? And I'm like, I don't know, babe. My sisters are scaring me. They said they see something in my face. I don't see anything. What do you see? And he's like, yeah, I do see a little bit of something. I said, okay, well, I know the signs of a stroke. I'm not having a stroke. So I said, but I do feel a little weird. He said, okay, so let me take you to the hospital. So again, this is COVID. You got to go in with a mask. You got to go in by yourself because the person you with can't go in too. So I said, okay. I said, something wrong with my face. I don't think I'm having a stroke, but everybody else seems to think something is wrong, and I can't tell. And I started hyperventilating and getting scared because I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So they took me back, called the neurologist, and he did these tests on me. Told me to smile big, blink my eyes, look up, look down, look side to side, smile big again, lift up my arms. And he said, okay, you're not having a stroke, but it looks like you have a bout of Bell's palsy. And I'm like, what the Hello Kitty is that? So he goes to explain what Bell's palsy is. He said, I want you to look in the mirror and tell me what you see. Then and only then did I notice my face was drooping on this side. It looked like, not as much as, no, I would say it. It looked like my face was melting. Everything was droopy. And when I smiled, I still have a little bit of it. So when I smiled, I just burst into tears. Because back then, I used to love my smile. Loved my smile. And now, my smile is not what it used to be. So I just burst into tears. He said, it's going to be okay. We're going to take you to get a CT, and we're going to figure out what's going on. So he said, but I think that is what's going on because you don't have any paralysis anywhere else but that location. He said, and sometimes people think they're having a stroke, but in fact, it is Bell's palsy. And I just sat in that hospital room and cried. Now, mind you, this is right after COVID, so I'm in this room by myself. My husband can't even come back there with me. I was so angry. I was so sad, and I was scared. I was scared. And I didn't know what to do. So, like I told you, trauma is real. I still live with a little bit of it, as you can see, but you probably can't because nobody else can see you the way you see you. Because everybody's like, well, I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing. Baby, I do. I do. And I feel the after effects of it. I've gone to a doctor to see if, my face will go back to normal. And several doctors have explained to me, I am 90% more, I guess, healed in their eyes than other patients. Because other patients still have it pretty bad. But I'm like, it changed. The reason why I brought this trauma up is because it changed the dynamic of how I see myself and me presenting myself in public. And the saddest part about that was I used to always be on camera, always taking selfies. I was donned the selfie queen by my children and my husband, of course. But it was like, for those of you that follow me on social media, you probably, hold on. For those of you who know me on social media, you probably go back years and see all my selfies of me smiling, taking pictures everywhere. Everywhere I go, I was taking photos with people, the celebrities I met, the people I network with. I was constantly, in front of a camera. Even with my friends, like they take a picture, I'm like, hey, I'm in the back. But it changed my dynamic. And I no longer do all those things. Like when me and my husband take photos, I have to suck it up. Like he knows how I feel, but he's always encouraging me, of course. But it's like I have to, like, okay, this is my husband. I'm in my wonderful marriage. He makes me feel like no other. I'm his number one priority, so he has my best interest at heart. So taking photos with him, he knows sometimes that I can't, but I push myself because I love myself, okay? So, the reason for me bringing that up was, as you can see, I'm back in front of the camera. I don't take as many selfies as I used to, but I'm slowly working my way back to, nope, let me reverse that. Let me change that. I'm slowly becoming a new her. Because going back is old. Can't go back. You can only move forward. So the new her is blossoming right in front of your eyes. How do you know that? Because you see me on camera right now. You see me talking to you. That's how you know. I am becoming her. Ha! I know that was a long segment, ladies and gentlemen, because, becoming him was possible too. But I thank you for the time you spent with me here. I thank you for your attention. I thank you for whatever brought you to this video today. I thank you for that. I thank you for you being you. I thank you for you becoming her or becoming him. I thank you for listening to my trauma story. And the reason why I say that is because I'm grateful that my story is going to help someone else. This is why I do what I do. This is why I said I love my purpose. My purpose is to be of assistance and help to another woman or man who has lived a life of trauma and feel like they're alone. Now, I know there are millions and billions of people in the world, and I'm not the only one dealing with trauma, but not everybody can speak up. Not everybody can say, oh, I'm okay to talk to this person. I'm okay to listen to this person. I'm okay to watch this person's video because they have been through some of the crap I've been through. I met a young lady when I was traveling on my book tour, when I was in Connecticut. And she said to me, because I wrote a book after my traumatizing marriage, she said to me, I thought I was the only one who dealt with that. And I was like, I did too. That's why I wrote a book. Because I thought I was the only one. But what we fail to realize is there are other people who have dealt with traumatizing situations that they don't speak about. Because they don't, one, I've heard people, they don't want people in their business. That's a big thing. Two, they don't understand that their test is a testimony. Their mess is a message to somebody else. So, again, that's where I found my purpose. Let me tell y'all something. I am an international speaker and author, life and marriage coach, healthcare business owner, and I've been through trauma. So what I learned is that the things you learn in life, those are your lessons. That's where your certifications come from. That's where your education and your know-how comes from. When you're dealing with bull crap, right? I always say it like if I go to a church, if I cannot connect with the pastor on that level of him going through some stuff, how you gonna teach me how to get out of my stuff? Period, point blank. If you ain't ever been through nothing, how you gonna teach me how to go through how to get through something? Like, you can't. You cannot. And that's why I have an issue with, when I go to fill out job applications about certain positions. They say must have a bachelor's degree in such and such and whatever. But you do know, just having that degree and not having no experience, it means nothing. Book experience and real life experiences, they don't coincide. They're not the same. They are not the same. So to tell me that I need to have a master's or doctorate to teach people how to get over trauma, I mean, I get it on one standpoint of you learn the psychology of people, but how can you learn the psychology of people only in a book with no experience? Make that make sense, Clyde? That's all I'm saying. Make that make sense, because it doesn't make any sense to me. You need to have real life experience. So to tell me that I have real life experience, but I don't have a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate, but you'll hire somebody fresh off the stage who's never gone through nothing, literally lived with their parents all their life, never had to pay any bills, never went through any trauma or understood what trauma actually is from a human standpoint, only from a book standpoint. That doesn't work for me. Now, I'm not knocking them. I commend them, because it takes a lot to get through school to learn how to talk to people. It takes a lot. But again, if you have never had that experience, how can you connect with somebody? That's how I feel about it. That's my opinion. Like it or don't like it, it really doesn't matter to me, because my opinion not gonna change, because that's my opinion. My opinion. But I went on enough. And like I said, I just want to say thank you to all who have stayed this long. Make sure you please comment, like, and share, please. Because you could be helping somebody else who's been going through trauma and they'll know where to turn. Well, I'm here. The healer's healer. That's who I am. That's who I am. That's who I am. Again, thank you. And don't forget, take the free quiz down at the bottom so we can talk about it. All right? I love you. Have the most wonderful, fantastic day. Because as y'all can see, the sun is shining on this melanin, okay? And I'm having a good day already, okay? And it's only 7:54, okay? All right. Well, going about your day. Oh, Lord have mercy. Starbucks is packed, baby. Starbucks is out the freaking street. That's how big that line is. But anyway, I ain't going there. Y'all have a good day.